Early life always seems to move slowly. I remember asking my mother why I couldn't have been born earlier. Back then, life felt like one long series of can't waits. I couldn't wait to turn 10. I couldn't wait to be a teenager. I couldn't wait to get my driver's license. I couldn't wait to graduate from high school, go to college, and eventually turn 21. But after 21, I don't remember wishing to be older anymore. Something shifted. Time began to move faster in high school, and from that point on, life started to blur together. Years that once felt endless suddenly felt compressed. As my 30th birthday approached, I tried to slow time down. I thought about that age constantly, wondering what it would mean and how I would feel when the day finally arrived. But when it came, I realized that time does not slow down simply because we wanted to. Trying to stop it felt like trying to hold back a rushing river with my bare hands. Eventually, I let go, and time surged forward once again. When we are young, we live as though we have unlimited time. We dream in tomorrows. Words like one day and someday shape our ambitions. One day we will start that business. One day we will travel. One day we will write the book. One day we will take our faith seriously. Very few people choose to act now. Those who do often rise above average and live with purpose, clarity, and intention. You may be wondering why I'm spending so much time talking about time itself. The reason is simple. I rarely remember my dreams, but one dream changed the way I see my life. It was not vivid images or dramatic scenes that stood out, but a single sentence that echoed clearly: "Stop wasting time." That message startled me. It stayed with me long after I woke up. It felt less like a dream and more like a divine interruption. I believe God used those words to shake my heart and redirect my focus. Time, I realized, is one of the most valuable gifts God gives us, yet it is also one of the easiest to waste. Scripture speaks often about time because God cares deeply about how we use it. Time is not just minutes and hours, it is the framework of our lives. Each moment is a gift, and how we use those moments determines the legacy we leave behind. The Bible gives us clear guidance on why wasting time matters and how we can live more intentionally. Time is limited and life is fleeting. James chapter 4 verse 14 asks, "What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." This verse reminds us how fragile and brief life truly is. We often live as though tomorrow is guaranteed, but Scripture tells us otherwise. None of us are promised the next hour. Wasting time means treating something temporary as though it were endless. The days of youth may feel slow, but they quickly turn into years. One day we wake up and realize how much time has passed. Life moves faster than we expect. This truth is not meant to create fear, but urgency. Every day is an opportunity to grow spiritually, love intentionally, and walk closer with God. Time cannot be recovered once it is spent, which is why we must treat it as sacred. Wisdom comes from valuing time. Psalm 90 verse 12 says, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." Wisdom begins when we recognize the brevity of life. When we understand that our days are limited, our priorities change. Wisdom is not simply knowledge, it is discernment. It is choosing eternal values over temporary pleasures. Those who value time seek God's direction, guard their hearts, and invest in what truly matters. Without this awareness, it is easy to drift through life distracted and unfocused. But when we see time through God's eyes, ordinary days become meaningful. Each morning becomes an opportunity to ask, "Lord, how can I honor you today?" That perspective transforms how we live. We are called to make the most of every opportunity. Ephesians chapter 5 verses 15 through 16 urges us to live wisely and make the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Distractions are everywhere. Entertainment, social media, and constant noise compete for our attention. Hours disappear without us realizing it. God calls us to intentional living. Making the most of opportunities means recognizing when God opens doors for service, encouragement, or growth. It means choosing kindness when silence is easier, and obedience when comfort is tempting. The world is filled with confusion and darkness, but believers are called to be light. Every moment we choose faith, truth, and love matters. Time spent serving God and others is never wasted. God has a purpose for our time. Philippians chapter 3 verse 14 reminds us that life is a calling, not an accident. God has a purpose for every season and every individual. Our time on earth is part of His design. Wasting time is not just about losing hours, it's about neglecting the mission God has given us. Each person is called to contribute to His kingdom in unique ways. Whether through leadership, service, creativity, or encouragement, our time is meant to be invested, not squandered. We are not meant to live stuck in regret or passivity. We are called to move forward in faith. Even seasons of waiting have purpose when surrendered to God. When we align our time with His will, our lives gain direction and meaning. Diligence honors God, while idleness leads to ruin. Proverbs chapter 12 verse 11 contrasts diligence with aimlessness. How we use our time reveals the condition of our hearts. Diligence is faithfulness in action. It is showing up consistently and giving our best effort to what God has entrusted to us. Idleness, on the other hand, breeds regret and stagnation. Procrastination often disguises itself as comfort, but it slowly steals purpose. Scripture warns that laziness opens the door to spiritual decline. God honors faithfulness, even when results are slow. Diligence means trusting God with the outcome while remaining committed to the process. After that dream, I began to examine how I was living. I saw how much time I had spent worrying, delaying, and focusing on things that did not matter. The hours added up quickly. God reminded me that each day is a gift. None of us can change the past, but we can choose how we live now. The older I get, the more I understand that time is sacred. Every sunrise is an invitation to live intentionally. Every conversation is an opportunity to encourage. Every challenge is shaping our character. Time is not something to fear. It is something to steward. Life is short, but it can be deeply meaningful when lived with eternal purpose. Stop wasting time. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The time to live the life God has called you to live is now. One day, we will not regret walking in His purpose. We will only wish we had begun sooner.